Generic greetings and welcome to Automachef. Today's beverage is a nice cold and refreshing glass of banana milkshake, and on a warm day like this it is very, very welcomed. Also, it reminds me just how thankful I am not to have a profession that works in a kitchen, because quite frankly I'd be absolutely boiling and melting to death. Anyway, speaking of working in a kitchen environment, Automachef is a game about making meals, and you will do so via a number of automated and industrial processes, and you have all of your typical industrial stuff. So you've got robotic arms, you've got conveyors, that sort of thing, but you've also got sort of more cooking equipment. So you've got things like slicers, dicers, grills, fryers, that sort of thing. And the idea is that you have to make these different things using automation and wait for the orders to come in and then prepare said meals. It's essentially a resource management puzzler, and it's something that I've played for about an hour and a half, so still a first impressions here, because the most that is the campaign. There is a contracts mode, a scenario editor, and a test site, and also a full mod integration, but I've hardly dabbled in any of those. It's just mainly the campaign, so just please bear that in mind as we progress on. So let's just go to campaign and I'll show you a little bit of the game, and obviously you can decide about something for yourself or not. I've completed the first two tutorial missions, and then missions 1, 2, 3 and 4 at a 3-star rating though, so at least I've done quite well there. As we progress on, we will be introduced to new mechanics. I know there's like hazards and things like that, but I've not yet experienced them. And on this one here, which we'll be doing, number 5, it's Cheesy Does It. Deliver 30 meals, keep electricity usage under 1,400 watts, and use fewer than 15 or 115 ingredients. So I know this introduces rush hours as well, so we'll have to see how this one goes. So we're loading up. We can see we've got Cheesy Does It with the objectives that I've just mentioned. Our budget is 80,000 generic units of currency, and our recipes are those things there, which doesn't actually tell us what when we mouse over it, but I think it is a cheeseburger, cheesy dog, and cheesy nacho type thing. So we'll click start, and our definitely not a robot will tell us something. It's got like a sort of quirky retro vibe going for it. Anyway, so I love music, don't you? There's music of the rock variety being performed here tonight. Fair enough. Have you noticed how the chance of us humans combining cheese, bacon and fries increases with the progress of the time of the day? Haven't noticed, no. It reaches night and apparently anything can be put onto fries. How curious. Being such a predictable species, we can determine an influx of customers when the first music act has finished tonight. Alright, fine. We'll have to orders come in through the faster rate than normal. I'll alert you to when the rush hour has started and make sure you plan the kitchen out to be able to handle it. Okay, so good luck tonight. Quick rundown of the UI. Top left we have options for moving things, cloning things, showing our recipes, which we can have a drop down there, and these are the 3 recipes that we are currently looking at. We'll check that later on, and we've also got some camera rotation controls there. We can see all the parts that we can currently place, the overall cost, and obviously we do make sure it's going to be less than 80,000. We also got blueprints where you can make like a set of machines together, a set of parts to then make a blueprint. You can also load, save and start the simulation, and then finally we've got objectives on the top right. So minimum is 30 orders have to be fulfilled. Risks, there are no risks, no risk of fire or salmonella contamination or anything like that. Our recipes are bacon fries, a cheeseburger and cheesy dog, so we can click on any one of those and it'll bring up the recipes, and the recipes we can have a drop down here and change that if we need to as well. So it shows you what you need to start with and what you need to end, and all of the things that change it. What it doesn't show you is what machine is required to do certain things. Now most of the time it is obvious. So for a raw patty to a cooked patty, I've already been taught in the tutorial, you use the grill and you can pretty much guesstimate it anyway. However, for things like for the bacon fries, it goes cheese slices and then grated cheese. Now I assumed rightly that you just need 2 chopping things, but it would be nice if you could mouse over it and it tells you what machine did that. But anyway, that's just a minor complaint. Anyway, so what we need to do is make something that will be able to create these 3 things, and we'll do it on this main layout here. You can see the kitchen is over on the top right there, and it's currently dark by the look of it. So let's just have a quick look. Let's just go for, I think we'll go for the bacon fries first. So in order to make the bacon fries, we need to take our raw ingredients, which is potatoes, bacon strips and cheese, and then we will do some things to it. So the bacon strips, you can see it's just one process. It is just take it in, grill it, and then that's it. For the cheese, it's slice it twice, and for the potatoes, we have to slice it, and then it says fried potato wedges, so we have to fry it. So that's probably the more difficult one. So we'll start out with the easiest one, which is probably the cheese, and then go for the bacon, then go for the potato. So we need one cheese, and then slice it twice. So we're going to do just that. So we're going to go over to the left-hand side, and we'll take a dispenser, and we'll place it down like so. You can rotate it with Q and E, WSD, to move around there. And you can see this is now flashing to say what's going to happen. So we'll right-click on that, and we'll say that one needs to dispense some cheese. And what will happen is, it'll say the seconds between ingredients as well. Now this, along with the order reader, will give you more efficiencies, but we'll probably come back to that later on. So we're going to say OK for that cheese, and if we press start, what will happen is it'll just sit there, and eventually it will just try to output some cheese. You can see it's dispensing there, and there you go. It has dispensed the cheese, but it's got nowhere to go, so we'll just stop. So that's got some cheese coming out of it. So what we need to do is to process it, and in this case, we need to slice it twice. So we'll go down until we get the food processor, and you can see it's some sort of mince. Actually, you won't be able to see, but we can rotate the camera there. And it's basically a mincer. So it's going to slice and dice it, and we'll place it there and then there, and that, if I press start, will hopefully chop those up. One slice, and then yes, and we've got grated cheese, which I believe is exactly what we needed. Yes, it is grated cheese. Right, so we got one of those ingredients. So that needs to go to probably, let's have a quick look. It'll be near the top. We've got an assembler, and we've got a packaging machine. Packaging machine says a simple machine that puts food into cardboard boxes. So I'm going to place one of those and then right-click on it, and we can see, yes, it says dishes to package. We want to say bacon fries, okay, because that's what we're going to make. So that'll go over to there. And what we'll do is we'll figure out what the next bit will be. So we'll go and have a look, and we can see it says crispy bacon, so we're going to do just that. So once again, we need a dispenser, which we'll place there for now. We'll be moving it around. It doesn't cost you to move it around or anything. We need an electric grill to grill this thing, and we also need to have a robotic arm to transfer things onto it and off it, because you can't use just a conveyor to go straight onto it. So we need probably a robotic arm dumb. We've got dumb and smart. Now, we need to use probably one of each, because the robotic arm dumb just lifts the thing from one side to the other. That's all it does. It just transfers things from one place to the other. You can right click on it and say, look, I want you to go to the right there, and then if you pick it up again, you can see it's going to actually put it to one side, but we'll just put that back to the straight one there. So it's going to pick it up from here and put it onto that grill. Now if we, well, by the way, our dispenser will say bacon strips, and again, seconds between ingredients is 5. How long does the electric grill take? It says cooking time 5 seconds. You can change it to high speed, which will reduce that, or power saving, which obviously will alter the amount of power that we use as well as the speed, but we're going to keep it on normal there. So this is all 5 seconds so far, and this is going to take the bacon strips from there, put it on the grill, and then what do we do after that? Well, obviously we need to get it off the grill. The problem is if we use a robotic arm dumb, it will simply take anything that goes on there off straight away. So if I press start, you'll be able to see that in progress. Just going to wait for this to dispense. There we go, and you can see that's going to place on there, and then straight away this picks it up off the grill. So that is not cooked, so we can't use that. We're going to delete that and instead use a robotic arm smart, like so. And this one you've got a little bit extra on here, and we've got an ingredient filter, and we want to say the only ingredient to be taken off is bacon strips. Now that will make its own problems if things go wrong, but that's a future us issue. At the moment, we just care about this arm dumping the bacon there, and then this moving on. You may also have noticed that as this came out of here, it did take a while for the robotic arm to turn around and grab and move, so you have to take that into account. It's a bit of a soft start that doesn't really let you know, you sort of figure it out as you go along. But anyway, we're going to go conveyor belts, and we'll say conveyor belt go down here. So not only will we have on this conveyor belt our grated cheese, we'll also have that bacon strip. So we now have 2 of these items. Now what we need to do is take the potato, turn it into wedges, and then fry it. So let's just do that. So we're going to get we need a fryer-matic 3000. We need a food processor, and we need a dispenser at a minimum. So we could probably go for that in there, that in there. That will then be transported over to actually that would probably do it, wouldn't it? That would probably be alright. So what we'll do is have a where is it? So it's going to come out of there. We'll change that over to our potato, and then it's going to get sliced. And then we need to take the robotic arm dumb into there, and then once again we'll take robotic arm smart to there. And we'll say that one, we only want to take out, at this point, fried potato wedges, and then, quite frankly, that is pretty much it. We want a conveyor belt to there, then a conveyor belt to there, and I could press start, but the best way of doing it, I find, is to go here and then simulate the order, because it's only going to simulate this order, so you can debug it a bit better. So that's going to sit there and wait. You can see that all of these are on, the fry is bubbling away, we've got all of the lights on, we've got that fryer frying, we can see that's been diced, that's now in there. I wonder how long the potato wedges take to cook. You can see there's a bit of a delay here, so that might take a bit longer than expected, but that's dropped everything off there. If things are moving along, and then they're going in there, and it does state that yes, it is actually starting to produce the things that we want. So there we go, that has been produced. The problem is that this fryer here has a cooking time of 6 seconds, so we could change that to high speed if we want to keep up with things. We don't necessarily need that, but what we do want to do is we want to turn off some of the machines and only have them putting things out when we need the production to work. So if I go over to, say, where is it? Order reader, and place that there, we can right click on that and we can say, right, when there's an order detected, so in this case bacon fries, we need to give it some sort of operation. So we want to say connect a new part, and I'm going to connect that machine up the top there, which is our dispenser. So at the moment, if we detect the bacon fries, nothing happens, but we can change that to, say, turn it on while or the order's pending, turn it off when it's pending, wait for a little bit, or we're going to change it to perform an action once. So it's going to basically activate itself once, which is, in this case, dispense. And let's continue on with some of that. So add another one, we'll add that dispenser, and we'll do the same thing, and we'll say dispense 1, add a new connection, that one there, then go down and do that just the once, there we go. And then finally we've got a fourth one, which we will say probably the Fry-O-Matic. Actually, what is the usage of it? It doesn't currently tell us what the usage of it is. It might be on the left-hand side. The electric grill, the power consumption is 3,000 watts. So 3 kilowatts. Fry-O-Matic is 3,000 as well. So we want to set it so that it will have the Fry-O-Matic say only on while there's an order pending. There's no amount you set to that, it's just while order is pending, and that's fine. Now that's our order reader. We can only have 4 connections. Ideally we would want a one there and a one there, but we also have to consider this is only one set of lines that we've made, and it, as you can see, the cost is almost a third of what our maximum budget is. So that is our basic one there. So I'm going to double check that once again. We'll say simulate the order, and we'll see that it is just waiting. We've got an order of bacon fries coming in, so these will all activate. They're going to go along. That's going to fry the bacon there. That's going to dump them into the wedges are in the fryer. That's getting picked up. Going to go there. That'll get picked up there. And then it'll go, and you notice that these machines have not yet pumped out the next resource and all the lights are off. That's indicating that there's not an extra order in here, but once that order's gone to there, it will probably order another one. Nope, it just simulated one. Okay, that's fine. So at least it's done its job, and we know that things are turning on and off when they need to. Right, excellent. So that has That's got one of our things made. The disadvantage is that I've already sort of jammed myself into a bit of a corner because this is where things need to go, so we need to probably bring the production lines along here for the other two, but we'll see how we get on. We can always change these if we wanted to. Like, for example, if I go over to move here, I can select a lot of these ones like so, and then I can, oh hang on, let me select some more. Select some more, that's fine. Hit enter, and then you can move them as one group. So we can always move it a little bit further back if need be. We could change it to go the other way, couldn't we? We could probably have it as something like that, right? And then this one will rotate to there. That gets deleted, that gets deleted, that one rotates round, that one rotates round, and that one rotates to there. And then that is us pretty much sorted, and we've gained some more space. And what I'll probably do is move that over to there, and you can see it does move the connections. My advice would be to try and build it more sprawling and then sort of jam it in, because clicking on certain things when it's in this big sort of group is problematic. Like that electric grill, you can see that I'm actually mousing over the Fry-O-Matic until that point there. So even though I'm clicking on the grill, it feels like you're actually clicking on the Fry-O-Matic, which can be a bit difficult at times. But anyway. just a minor thing. So we'll just check out our recipes. So we've done the bacon fries, the cheeseburger is after that, and then the cheesy dog. So we're going to go with the cheeseburger. So we need to chop the cheese up, we need to cook a patty, and we need to get a burger bun. So let's do just all that. So we're going to go over to here. We're going to say we need at least one grill, we need 1, 2, 3 dispensers, we'll need an order reader, we'll need a assembler because that's how these things are made, and finally one food processor. So that's all of our basic stuff, and that is wrong. Where is it? Order reader, there we go. So this one will rotate around, that one is going to be set to the hot dog bun. I don't think we need to do anything other than have that just existing. The cheese will need to be sliced like so, and then this one we'll need to change that over to raw patty, and then we'll need to fry the patty, and then it all goes into here, which if we check we can go down and say recipe to follow, we want to say cheeseburger. You can see we've got that high speed, I'll put that back to normal. Also where they're going to come out of, because this is a double width item. You see this is a 2x1, this is a 2x2, so you can set it which area comes out of. So you can, if you want, have it move off the different sides. You can't, however, do it multiple recipes as far as I'm aware, unless there's something added later on in the game. But anyway, so we're going to have this probably, well, actually, probably where it is fine. We'll double check the cheeseburger there. So burger bun, we don't grill it. Bit of a point against that. Cheese we just slice it once, and then the cooked patty. So that is actually pretty much sorted. So I'll have, I think. Do I want the robot? Do I want to have the? Do I want to put it like this? Try to save a little bit of room. Might as well. This will go over a conveyor belt to there and then there, and we'll set that to be dispensed on the right hand side. So it's going to come out of that one. So we've saved some more space there. In terms of our inputs, we simply need to have that there. That there. Move this a little bit further forward. We'll have a conveyor belt going there and then there. So that means that that's going to come out, get chopped and go in. That's going to dispensed, go in there. This one is just a matter of, I guess, frying the, grilling the burgers. So we'll have a dumb robotic arm there. We'll have a smart robotic arm there, but you notice that it's going to dispense it here, but we don't want that, so we'll change that. So it dispenses it to the left, which we can see if we click on it. It's going to go to there. It would be nice if you could just mouse over it and it would show you the direction, or if there's a button to hold. But anyway, that will go there, and then conveyor belt just goes straight in. I think it can receive at both sides, so there's no real issue there. In fact, if we wanted to, we could probably get rid of that and then just change that. Hang on, it's going to be difficult clicking on this. We could just change it to that, and that'll probably function. We'll see how we get on with that one. So this one, we only want to pick up, oh, you've got things like pick up only spoiled food or non-spoiled food or whatever. So you can, when you get problems later on, I'm assuming you can set up redundancies. So you've got, like, if something is spoiled or if it's contaminated, you can remove that from the line. That's where you would say, you know, filter spoiled dishes on or off. This is going to filter the, where is it, the cooked patty, and we'll say okay, and that should be about fine. Let's move our automated control system in here. We're going to click on that, or right click. That's going to set the cheeseburger. We'll connect one part, and once again we're going to change that to only dispense one, because every single one of these is one. We'll say that one there. Actually, no, that's actually not clicked on the right ones. But they're all the same, so it doesn't really matter. New part there. No. There. No, this is going to be difficult connecting that. Oh, no, it was correct. It's just because the UI element is hovering like at a sort of angle. And then that's connected, and we'll say connect part, that, and only turn on when we've got an order pending. Like so. Actually, I should probably check how many watts does the assembly use. 400 watts, whereas the grill uses, how much does the grill use? The grill uses 3,000. Sorry, 3,000 for one and 4,000 for the other. So actually, it's more efficient, energy-wise, to change that electric grill over to the assembler. And then once again, it's on while there's an order pending. And then okay. And what we'll do then, once again, is we will simulate this order and see if I've got it in the right order. So there's our order. So the bun goes in, the cheese gets sliced and goes in, and the grill, we're just waiting for that, and that gets picked up, dumped there, and then moves along, and something is wrong. Cheeseburger. Right, I think the automation's messed up. On while order is pending cheeseburger. Cooked patty, cheese slice burger bun. Let's try that again. Simulate. We can speed it up on the bottom left and stop the simulation. Huh. Oh, I know why. I'm being an idiot. That requires a robotic arm too. Okay. In that case, we can move this along to there, and robotic arm done. Job done. That should function just fine. The issue we have is that we're also using a lot of space. What I'm going to do is go over to this. I'm going to do that and then that, and that should be fine. We'll move that to here. And probably do that. Probably move further up actually to there. Move that to there. Put that there. Don't need that. And then move that to there. So we're using about the same amount of stuff. It's just in a tighter area. And I think that should function just fine. Simulate order. Max the speed out. And obviously this one will also need to be changed to go straight on. One last simulate. That should be fine now. Where's it dispensed it to? I don't know where it dispensed it to. Oh, same again. I just haven't used the robot arm taken out. Right. There we go. Do that. And just bring it back to there. Actually, we could probably keep it where it was. Or can we? Yes, we can. Yeah, because we can just use a robotic arm dumb there, and then change that to the right. So let's try that. So it's dispensing, putting it in. There's our burger, done. It works. Right, so we've done the bacon fries, we've done the cheeseburger, and now we have the cheesy dog, which is pretty similar. It's hot dog bun dispensing, cook the hot dog, and then slice up the cheese. So basically, it's pretty much the same as this. We want to go for duplicate then, and we could probably take all of that and enter, and then move it down to here, like so. The only difference is this one requires an additional choperator. So we'll put a choperator there, and obviously we need to change things up. So that one's going to be not a raw patty, that's going to be a raw hot dog, like so. And this one is going to be a hot dog bun. So let me just check. So the cheesy dog is raw hot dog and then cook it. Hot dog bun dispensing, cheese, slice, and then that is it. And this one obviously needs to be set over to a cheesy dog, and we can probably go ahead and then move all of this, even though it's not going to look great. At least when it's like that, it should be alright, because I'm going to change that one to dispense on the left hand side, and then it should be a case of 2 conveyor belts like so. And we are under our budget. We're on 76,000 generic units of currency, and we're going to click start, and let's see if what we've done actually functions. It'll be a miracle if it works first time without any problems, but we'll see. So you can see the energy used on the top left, that is going up. We can see that no dishes have been delivered, and there's no ingredients being used at the moment. So we're just waiting for an order to come in. If we go on the outside, you might be able to see people walking around. You do have this sort of ambient environment with people wandering up. There's just one at the top there. Also, the previous one was on an airstrip, or in and around an airstrip, so there was planes flying overhead and things like that. So there we go. We got one order for the cheesy dog. So the cheesy dog machine is going to activate. No, it's not. It's not actually, because I didn't set this to only turn on with the cheesy dog. Right, there we go. Start, and then we'll speed up the simulation until we get our first order. And at least you've got lots of trial and error, which is quite good. Cheesy dog. Okay, so let's see if this works. So one bun has been dispensed. One of these has been grilled, otherwise known as a hot dog. And has that worked? Waiting for ingredients. Why is that not dispensing cheese? Waiting for ingredients. No. Stop. What's happened here? Let me simulate it. Cheesy dog, simulate order. Goes on there, yeah. Raw hot dog. Bun goes in there. Cheese goes there. I know why. That one should be changed over to that one. I guess that's the problem with cloning stuff when you've got smart stuff. That should be us then. So max speed that out. We'll see how that one goes. If you leave it too long on the grill, it probably turns to pure charcoal. But anyway, let's see what happens. That's working. That's gone in there. And we do have a cheesy dog, do we? Oh, no, because I've made the same mistake as I did on the previous one. I haven't put the robotic arm dome. There we go. Right. Hopefully that's correct, but we'll see how we get on. Looks like some cheese for us getting it right eventually. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point, you know, dog with a chemistry set, monkey with a typewriter, all that sort of thing. So you can see on the left-hand side, I'm going to slow it down a little bit there, that all of our orders are in green. That's good. If it goes to yellow, and then I assume it goes to red, but I've not seen it, it means that the order's been waiting a little bit longer. So far we're very efficient with our ingredients, so we're not just pumping out loads of ingredients. You could do that. You could forego these machines here, the order readers, and instead just say every 5 seconds produce it. And what that would mean is that you would have some orders in like a area where it would just wait, and you can have a there is like a holding unit. Rush hour start at this where loads of orders will come in. So you might want to do that. You might want to prepare the meals and then store them, although that might eventually have its own problems anyway. On the top right we do have info lenses, so our overlays, so we can say power usage. So in terms of power usage, we're pretty good for most of these. Some of them are red because we haven't automated those. Shows you on off as well, so these machines are currently off because they're not needed, and then you can see they're obviously going on. There's our rush hour orders there coming in. We've got bacteria, nothing on there. We've got fire hazard, all of them got medium fire hazard, and then infestation, nothing. I've not yet seen those. So there's our rush orders coming through. So we are very unlikely to be able to fulfill all of these because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cheeseburgers, 6 cheeseburgers. So we probably need, for this scenario, oh my good grief, a lot of people are wanting cheeseburgers. We're probably wanting to eventually have it so that we have like a storage and a holding one, so we just keep producing certain things. But then, there we go, we're over the energy limit now. But then that has its own problems, because if you, there we go, if you have just loads of things producing, then it's not necessarily going to be that efficient because you're using loads of ingredients, and if you make, say, a dozen hot dogs but don't sell them, then they're just going to sit there. So our power usage needed to be less than 1,400, and sadly it wasn't. It was 1,607. We could probably automate that a little bit better by turning on the fryers on and off, but either way, we managed to successfully get that one done. That is, Cheesy does it with 2 out of the 3 objectives in total. To be fair, at least, you know, we had the first one here. That's sort of the minimum level anyway. But at least we did it with fewer than 115 ingredients. In fact, we did it with 111, so we were fairly okay there. Money spent was near the maximum amount of money rather. Efficiency was 56%, and you can click on that, and it shows you what you need to do to increase your efficiency. And there you go. That has been a little bit of Automachef. It's yeah, I quite like it. It's got I like the quirkiness to it. Like it's got this sort of retro look as well, and something that reminds you of the Discord symbol. The music as well is quite upbeat. In terms of the like sort of minor niggles, I think I mentioned most of them. Things just like so I'm selecting things as a bit dodgy, and you know, like some of the information I think could be maybe provided a little bit better, like and easier, especially when it comes to like what machine does what. You do have a how to play, and it's fairly well functioned and fairly decently laid out. You see like reputation, blackouts, salmonella. Yeah, don't be putting raw chicken onto conveyor belts that have other things as well. That's all kinds of bad. But yeah, there you go. That's a little bit of Automachef. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, then by all means let me know. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.